quick disclaimer. I am pro-choice. Whatever you choose to do with your body is your business. What I chose to do with my body is my business. I am not now, nor will I ever be, interested in what your opinion is of what I chose to do with my body for myself. So years ago when I was promoted, the position required me to go back through the Criminal Justice Academy for further training. And while I was there, I had a minor injury, which required me to go to outside medical. Healthcare disparities amongst Black and brown women are not limited to the free world. They experience the same thing when they become incarcerated, and they're at a greater disadvantage because they're limited with the physicians they can see. Just as with any other employer, when you go to outside medical, they required me to take a drug test. In addition to that, I also had to take a pregnancy test. I wasn't worried about either test, but I definitely wasn't worried about the pregnancy test because I had already been fixed like a red-nosed pit. Okay, there was no chance in hell that I was pregnant. Child, the devil's always busy. The doctor comes in there and he's just like, Miss Hernandez, did you know that you were pregnant? And I was just like, I'm not pregnant. And he's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's just like, yes, you are. And I'm like, look, no, I'm not. And if I am pregnant, I can guarantee you by tomorrow morning, I won't be. So I found my local Planned Parenthood, made my appointment for the next morning. I was there bright and early on time, ready to give this gift right back to God. Woo, had to pull the church fan out for this one. Because what this man told me, I was not expecting after he did my examination. He said, you are 2 weeks past due to give this gift back to God. And then he asked me how bad did I want to return it to the sender. And I said, real bad. I have absolutely no interest in going through with this. And he said, go get me $3,700 in cash and I can do it. So I'm like, well, I have my bank card. I can go ahead and swipe it right now. That's not a problem. And he says, no, I want it in cash and you can come back at 7 p.m. I came back at 7 p.m. with $3,700 in cash and gave the present back. Fast forward, the promotion that I got required me to go to the women's institution. I go to the women's institution and I'm responsible for taking all of the expecting mothers to their OBGYN appointment. I have my list of appointments together. The first young lady is ready to be seen. We go to the back. She goes into the room first. She sees who the doctor is and walks right back out of the room. And she's just like, I refuse to see him. I'm like, what you mean you refuse to see him? Like, you have to have your prenatal care. And she was just like, I don't care. If he's the only doctor that's here for us to see, I won't have no prenatal care the entire time that I'm at this facility. So while we're standing outside of the door talking and I'm trying to get this inmate to go back there and get her prenatal care, the pill call nurse comes out there and she was asking what was going on. And the inmate begins to tell her that since she's been housed at this institution, every minority female that goes and see this doctor for their prenatal care, their pregnancy ends in a miscarriage. I was shooketh. But the nurse was like, she ain't lying. And I'm like, wait a minute. So y'all know that there's a pattern of miscarriages with minority females that's being seen by this doctor in particular, and nobody's doing anything about it? In my Dr. Umar's voice, y'all don't find that suspicious? But here's the real kicker. When the doctor comes out of the room and starts walking down the hallway towards me, guess who the doctor was? He was the doctor that told me to bring back the $3,700 in cash at 7 p.m. so that we can abort mission and he could return it to sender.